The town of Riverside came to me with this proposition. I really didn't understand it at first. What do you want me to buy a museum? Well, I'm doing okay, but I don't know if I'm doing museum rich here. And so he says, no, we want to give you the museum to house the collection. You give us a collection, we will house it for the rest of your life. Interesting position for a collector. And so I said, I jumped off the wall and said yes, and see where we land. And so far, we're doing very, very well.
The collection is seminal and very important because Cheech had the foresight to see this work and understand that it was speaking to a community, to a history that was underrepresented. It is an important and seminal collection in that it has traveled and brought unprecedented attention to Chicano art. All of the works in the gift, 550, I would say are important works.
I was introduced to art by my cousins who assigned me to learn about art when I think I was 11 years old. And so I how do you do that? You go to the library, you take all of the books and you look at them, but you start going in museums. I never saw people that look like me on the walls of the museum. So that didn't bother me at first because I was just learning about art in general. I mean, I go to see a Da Vinci or a Caravaggio or a Picasso. This is good art. So I transferred that appreciation of art now to, well, why aren't art artists being represented? Because they're out there. And so that became a lifelong preoccupation to get everybody to see Chicano art and then make up your own mind. You like it, you don't like it. Most people do.
When Cheech says Chicano art is American art, really he's making the case that this work should be considered part of the American art historical canon. For many reasons, it has not been, whether it's being marginalized in terms of the scholarship that has happened through departments such as art history, through art schools. Are we teaching this art? There's some work that's being done and inroads that have been made, but it's still largely ignored.
All these artists were either university and or art school trained. They weren't like, weekend hobbyists and they plant the flowers in their yard. So these were, students who had been exposed to international world art for their whole careers. And so they reflected that next change of interpretation of what they were seeing. Chicano is an evolutionary term. At this point, it's not just a political term, although it started that. And so far, people had kind of known about Chicano art, but there was no official place to go and study it. There was no museum dedicated to just Chicano art, so we became the first.
Artists, I think, show us a new way to look at the world every time. Art has a way of, I think, saving our souls.
Visibility for the uninitiated is all that matters. And I want people to see Chicano art. And it's there for you to see.